In the hidden corners of the internet, a new kind of criminal empire is thriving, one that operates in the shadows of cyberspace, far from the reach of traditional law enforcement. These syndicates don't meet in alleys or back rooms, but on the blockchain, where anonymity and speed are their greatest weapons. Their currency is code, their reach is global, and their operations are decentralized, spanning continents in milliseconds, with no borders to slow them down. These are the digital cartels, ruthless organizations that range from Sinaloa's fentanyl traffickers, who have adapted to the digital age, to North Korea's infamous Lazarus Group and sophisticated Russian cybercriminals, all united by their mastery of crypto technology. They've transformed technology once hailed for financial freedom into a powerful weapon for global money laundering, evading authorities with every transaction. No more suitcases of cash or risky border crossings. Now, billions in illicit funds are converted into digital tokens and moved across the world in seconds, hidden in plain sight. The digital cartel's infrastructure is resilient, elusive, and constantly adapting, running parallel to the legitimate financial world and exploiting its every weakness. For law enforcement, the challenge is unprecedented. Traditional methods are obsolete in this new battlefield. The hunt is no longer for flesh and blood kingpins, but for digital ghosts who vanish with a keystroke, leaving only traces in the code. Agents have become code breakers and data scientists, tracking digital fingerprints across an immutable ledger that never forgets. The war is waged on the blockchain itself, and the ultimate prize is dismantling the financial engine that powers the world's most dangerous criminal enterprises. This is the new face of organized crime, borderless, decentralized, and always evolving, forcing the world to rethink what it means to fight crime in the digital age. Why do cartels embrace cryptocurrency? The answer lies in the unique blend of technology and secrecy that digital currencies offer. For criminal organizations, crypto isn't just a tool, it's a game changer, transforming the way illicit money moves across the globe. Speed, accessibility, and the promise of anonymity are irresistible. With just a few taps, vast sums can be transferred instantly, day or night, without the need for intermediaries or physical presence. Traditional laundering is slow and risky, with paper trails, physical limitations, and constant surveillance from authorities. Every step leaves evidence, making it easier for law enforcement to track and intercept funds. Crypto shatters those barriers. Cash from drug sales can be converted to stablecoins and sent worldwide in minutes, bypassing the old bottlenecks of geography and regulation. Transactions bypass banks, avoid suspicious activity reports, and are peer-to-peer. There's no need to rely on traditional financial institutions or worry about frozen accounts. The blockchain is public, but wallet identities are hidden. Pseudonymity is the real draw. Criminals can operate in the shadows, using random strings of code instead of real names. Criminals can split, move, and cash out funds globally, using unregulated exchanges and brokers that don't ask questions or require identification. The crypto market's 24/7 liquidity makes laundering seamless and borderless. No closing hours, no waiting for banks to open, just constant global movement of money. It's not just about hiding money, it's about creating a frictionless financial system for crime, where transactions are fast, efficient, and hard to trace. The digital cartel's playbook is built on speed, invisibility, and global reach, making it harder than ever for authorities to keep up. Crypto is their digital gold, fueling operations faster and more efficiently than ever, redefining the underworld's approach to money in the digital age. Laundering money on the blockchain is a digital shell game. Simple wallet transfers are traceable, so cartels use mixers, services like Tornado Cash, to jumble funds and break the money trail. Mixers pool and redistribute crypto, severing links between source and destination. Law enforcement faces a monumental task tracing funds through these black boxes. Cartels add complexity with chain hopping, moving assets across blockchains using decentralized exchanges and bridges. Funds might jump from Ethereum to Bitcoin to Monero, each hop creating new hurdles. A single scheme can involve dozens of wallets, mixers, and blockchains, all in hours. The goal: overwhelm investigators with noise and dead ends. Cartels exploit crypto's decentralization, turning its strengths into shields for crime. It's the modern equivalent of shell companies, only faster and harder to crack. A common thread links Mexican cartels, North Korean hackers, and Russian cyber mafias, Chinese underground banking networks. These networks are the hidden gears of a vast, shadowy machine that launders billions of dollars annually. These syndicates are the world's premier crypto launderers, converting illicit cash to crypto and back. They exploit the anonymity and speed of digital currencies to move money across borders effortlessly. Cartel cash is delivered to Chinese brokers, quickly turned into stablecoins on blockchains like Ethereum or Tron. These stablecoins are then used to purchase goods or services, or converted back to cash in a different country. A TRM Labs study found nearly all Chinese chemical suppliers for fentanyl accept crypto. This makes it easier for cartels to pay for raw materials without leaving a trace. Once digitized, funds move instantly, paying for chemicals, fueling more drugs, or routed through mixers to be cleaned. Crypto mixers further obscure the money trail, making it nearly impossible to trace. Chinese money laundering organizations use global networks and technical expertise to obscure origins before cashing out in weakly regulated jurisdictions. They leverage financial loopholes and weak enforcement to their advantage. This creates a unified threat. The fentanyl crisis, cyber attacks, and scams are all symptoms of a global criminal financial system. These interconnected issues highlight the complexity and scale of the problem. U.S. law enforcement now targets these launderers as the soft underbelly of criminal empires. By focusing on the financial networks, they aim to disrupt the entire operation. Disrupting their operations is key to crippling cartels and hackers alike. Without their financial lifelines, these criminal organizations cannot sustain their activities. The battle is against a global laundromat, not just isolated criminal groups. It's a fight against a sophisticated, interconnected web of illicit finance that spans the globe. The FBI has evolved, becoming as digitally savvy as the criminals they pursue. Blockchains are pseudonymous, not anonymous. Every transaction is public and permanent. The challenge linking wallet addresses to real-world identities. Enter blockchain intelligence platforms like TRM Labs, digital bloodhounds for law enforcement. These tools analyze data from hundreds of blockchains, mapping financial flows and flagging suspicious activity. Agents can visualize entire transaction histories, connecting wallets to criminal networks. Cross-chain analytics let investigators follow funds as they hop from Ethereum to Bitcoin and beyond. These platforms are indispensable, turning code into actionable intelligence. For the FBI, this technology is a necessity, transforming digital breadcrumbs into arrests. The blockchain's transparency, once a criminal asset, is now law enforcement's greatest weapon. The digital bloodhounds are closing in. The power of these tools is proven by real-world takedowns. In 2025, a joint DEA-FBI operation seized over $10 million in crypto from the Sinaloa cartel, one of the largest busts to date. The DOJ is targeting not just criminals, but the infrastructure, prosecuting mixer developers like those behind Tornado Cash. North Korea's Lazarus Group stole $1.4 billion in Ethereum, but agents quickly traced and froze much of the loot. Multi-year investigations have led to convictions, like Martin Mizrahi, who laundered millions for cartels using Bitcoin. OFAC sanctions have linked cartel wallets to hundreds of thousands in fentanyl proceeds. Each case proves the blockchain is not a lawless void. Every transaction is a clue. The myth of crypto's anonymity is crumbling, one arrest at a time. Despite victories, the fight is relentless. Criminals adapt faster than ever. New laundering techniques emerge as soon as old ones are countered. Crypto's anonymity, privacy wallets, and unregulated exchanges shield criminals. The global nature of crime creates jurisdictional nightmares. Funds move across continents in seconds. The FBI's reach ends at the border. International cooperation is slow and complex. Criminals exploit the speed of crypto, moving assets before authorities can react. The sheer volume of transactions makes finding illicit funds like searching for a needle in a haystack. Criminals mimic normal trading to evade detection, overwhelming automated systems. Law enforcement must be predictive, not just reactive, in this ever-shifting digital war. No agency can win this fight alone. Radical collaboration is essential. U.S. agencies now form unified task forces, like the Scam Center Strike Force, pooling resources and intelligence. International partnerships are crucial. Eurojust and others coordinate global takedowns. the FBI works closely with counterparts worldwide, sharing blockchain intelligence and coordinating sanctions. New legal tools, like designating cartels as terrorist organizations, allow prosecution of facilitators anywhere. Sanctioning crypto wallets blacklists them from the financial system. The private sector, firms like TRM Labs and Chainalysis, are embedded allies, providing tech and expertise. Public-private partnerships drive innovation, keeping law enforcement ahead of evolving crypto crime. Only a network can defeat a network. The alliance is the answer. Together, they form a global shield against digital cartels. The war against digital cartels is fought with data, not bullets. For every criminal using crypto, there's an agent turning the blockchain into a trail of evidence. The myth of untraceable crypto is fading. Seizures and convictions prove it. The future more aggressive on-chain tactics and smarter regulation to close loopholes. Criminals will keep innovating, but they're no longer invisible. Every transaction is a risk, every move a potential clue. Law enforcement, armed with new tech and global alliances, is more prepared than ever. The blockchain's transparency, once a weakness, is now a weapon. The tracers in the dark are patient, methodical, and have a long memory. For digital cartels, the message is clear. You can run, but you can't hide.